So I'm back from a week of vacation and back from celebrating my 40th with my family and having a really good time. And I want to thank everyone who left kind messages both on Substack and YouTube and all the socials. I really do appreciate it. Those of you who reached out to me in person, I really do thank you. You made the birthday feel as good as it possibly could, even though I may have been feeling a little bit down about it at times. But I had a really good time and I really appreciate everyone. And a big thing that happened was I knew the vacation was coming. I had been planning for that for a long time. So I made sure that videos were recorded and ready to go while I was away so that if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't have known that I was on vacation. And that extended through to my birthday celebrations. I left a little bit of a gap just to talk about being 40 while I had turned 40 and all that. It was a little bit of me being artsy, I guess, was the idea, but I made sure to leave a little bit of a gap, but I still had videos going through the rest of the week. I had the newsletter planned and I had everything. And then I kind of got lazy and I rested on my laurels. I hate doing these posts the day of because I feel like I'm not giving you my best. I'm also returning back to the gym after a long absence. And that's another thing. I hit 40 and it's like, you know what? I better start taking my health seriously before the health takes me seriously. And I thought, okay, let's get back to the gym. And one of the things about the gym is you have to go whether or not you want to go. Now, there's a difference of going whether you're ready to go or not. You don't want to go and injure yourself, especially as you get older. That becomes more of a risk. And it's something I've experienced myself where I just pushed through like I would in my 20s. And I tried that in my 30s and I paid the price for it. So I'm even more careful now about it. But those days where I'm ready, I've slept well and I'm relatively healthy and I don't feel like going, I do try to go anyway. So I go in and maybe I don't give 100%, maybe I give 80%. Maybe I don't target those PRs on the squat rack or on the bench press. I'm just going in to go through the motions. And I find when I start going through the motions, things get a lot easier. And still, some days they don't. Some days it's a slog from beginning to end. And frankly, that's kind of how I'm feeling today with the newsletter. I had a really hard time getting something together for this week. I put way too much thought into it. I had some very clear goals and things I wanted to talk about up until now, and I'm kind of coasting. And that, fortunately, is a topic in itself, is when you don't feel like it, just do it anyway. And you don't want to phone it in. You don't want to put out subpar quality content or work, but sometimes the act of doing is going to get you going with everything else. So one of the big things I really had to push through with lately was finishing the script for Crimson Frontier. Usually what I do is I finish an issue and I send it to the artist, and then I let the pressure of knowing that they're working on issue 1 allow me to get to writing issue 2. I usually have a strong outline, so I'm not going all over the place. But with Crimson Frontier, I strayed so far from the outline that I was pretty much reworking it as I was going. So I wanted to make sure that the series made sense from beginning to end. And that became a struggle because normally I have the guideposts of my strong outline to follow. I did not have that this time because I blew it up as I went. I think it's much better for it. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this series when we finally get to it, which I'm finalizing with Daniel now to see when he thinks he may be able to deliver the book. I'm hoping that it'll be late summer. It may be in the fall. We'll have to see. But I think the book's going to be a lot of fun. And I really do think you're going to enjoy it. And that's going to be a natural transition from Parts Unknown to SNIP to Crimson Frontier, the direct market and on Kickstarter. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. But it was a good example of sometimes I know if I need to put my head down and do the work, I can. And some days I forget that. And this was a good reminder that I could do that, as is this video. So again, I'm struggling through it. I'm struggling to get to a point, and I appreciate you all for being here. So speaking about struggling, the other thing that's holding me back is I have a lot of things on the go right now. So one of the big ones is From Parts Unknown #2 is hitting shelves this week. So that's a very exciting thing. It's a little bit longer of a hiatus than I would have expected. But again, in trying to do the FOC trick that we do that you can order issue 1 and then get proper orders for issue 2, it meant that we skipped May. So now June 3rd, we got the next issue of From Parts Unknown coming out. It's a lot of stress there. And then of course, I'm getting everything together for issue 5, which I'll let you guys know here. Issue 5 has something really cool happening, something a little different. We have a brand new cover created by Daniel. He's working on that right now before he jumps into Crimson Frontier. So if you supported the Kickstarter campaigns, this is something brand new that you haven't seen before. So those of you that are supporting both, I really do appreciate it. You're going to really like how issue 5 turns out. The other thing that I'm actively doing is trying to finalize the fulfillment for SNIP. So SNIP 1 and 2 will be hitting your mailboxes very soon. Gemini will be doing all the US fulfillment. I'll be doing all the international fulfillment, but it takes a lot off my shoulders. But I still need to get that together so they know who to send things to. So that's another thing that's pressing. And then, of course, we just finished Big Smoke Pulp Volume 2, and I got those books out to people, which is great. However, there was a misprint. So the reprints of Big Smoke Pulp Volume 1, the paperback edition, cut off at a weird place that even the title gets cut off and goes right off the edge of the page. Fortunately, we can fix this. There's a little bit of a delay in getting all that corrected because I want to make sure that I'm not sending another incorrect version of the book to everybody, but it happens. Printing errors happen. I'm working with the printer to get that sorted and get people proper copies in their hands very soon. But I really thought we'd be done with that portion, the printed portion of Big Smoke Pulp by now, and I would just be focused on the audiobook. And instead, I find I'm chasing even the print again. So it is what it is. That's part of publishing. And that's the struggle that I asked for. So I'm happy to have it, but not always happy to deal with the challenges that come with it. So it is what it is. I'm not happy that things go wrong. I don't want people to have a bad experience, that they're really excited to finally read Big Smoke Pulp Volume 1 and they go to open it and it makes no sense and it's all printed incorrectly. And I don't want anybody to regret having backed something from Pesto Comics. So I don't love that part of it, but I love the opportunity to fix it. And I love the challenge and I love learning all this so that next time I know exactly what to look for and to make sure for certain things before they go out to backers and all that kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of challenges, a lot of things that I have to close off and a lot of new projects that I'm trying to get off the ground. So Naked Kaiju Woman #3, I'm just waiting for 3 more pages from Raphael and then I will be comfortable hitting the button because I know the book will be done by the time the campaign's over and I can get it in your hand. So once I get those last 3 pages, I'll announce a date and we'll get Naked Kaiju Woman #3 launched and out there. And then as soon as that's done, we'll get SNIP 3, 4, and 5 launched on Kickstarter as well. So this means making sure that those campaigns, both of them, are ready to go so that when one finishes, I can jump on to the next and I can make sure I'm fulfilling Naked Kaiju Woman while I'm running the campaign properly for SNIP 3 through 5, while also getting SNIP #1 ready for the direct markets. So it's a lot at once, and I love that. However, it's also stopping me from getting those cool new projects that I want to get off the ground in. So I've been talking with a couple other artists for projects that you haven't heard of yet at all. So I'm very excited to talk about those once we're much further down the line. So it's all about trying to make sure that the train keeps rolling and make sure that things get where they need to get to on time and at the quality that I hope to deliver them at, which is better than you would expect. So that means that every day I need to show up, whether I want to or not. I'm here today and I will be every week that I possibly can. And I may not be perfect. I may be late here and there. I may not have as much to talk about as I do other weeks, but I want to thank you for always being here and always providing your support. It does mean a ton. And there's a lot of cool things coming. I can't wait for you to see all of it. And if you haven't picked up From Parts Unknown issue 2 before, make sure you go to your comic shop and pick up From Parts Unknown #2 next Wednesday. And make sure you pre-order issues #3 and 4, and then 5 will be coming after that. Make sure they're all pre-ordered and ready to go so your comic shop knows to order them and they're on the shelves when you want them. So that's very important. And of course, make sure you go follow Naked Kaiju Woman #3 on Kickstarter and SNIP 3 through 5 on Kickstarter. And we'll have a lot more coming, and I can't wait to share all of it with you. And it's all coming very soon. And it's thanks to your support that it's all possible. So once again, thank you very much. We'll talk again next week. Have a good one.